Alright, so in this video we're going to create a Scorebug. Kind of like what you see here. This is the current Scorebug for Fox's college football coverage. Go to here, and then we're going to I'm going to go ahead and delete the Scorebug from OBS. Yes, and then we're going to start with a new spreadsheet. We go to page layout, we go to background, and then we're going to choose a file. I've already downloaded this. It's on my desktop. It's this Scorebug 1. This is Nebraska, Minnesota. We want to take the cells and kind of align them using the background image. What we want to make sure is that the number of pixels for the away team is the same as the pixels for the home team. So even though you can't really see the corners of this, it doesn't really matter. We're going to have overlap with the logos anyways. But we want to get this top corner, and all I'm doing is just grabbing in between the 1 and the 2 to drag the edge of the cells. Okay, get it like that. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of get some of these kind of close. So we're going to put that there. We need this next element is the team name, and we can use that edge for both of those two. Go ahead and put this right in the middle. And the Scorebug that we end up with, it doesn't have to be exactly like the Fox one, but you know, we want it to be close. So right now the Nebraska block is 80 pixels, 94 pixels, 114, and 83. So we're going to just go ahead and do that in reverse. So this is going to be 83. Drag this out, 114. So 94. 80 is the default width for columns. All right, so we got the columns arranged, and it looks like we're going to be okay down here. All right, so now we're going to get the rows just right. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this down to here. All right, so this is all going to be 1 row tall as well. I'm going to go ahead and merge cells. So we're going to merge the team name, and then we're going to want this to be in the middle horizontal, but then right justified. This one we're going to merge, and then we want this also to be in the middle, but then left justified. The two scores are going to be middle. Then down here we're going to be middle here, and then we're going to merge these two cells and also have those middle. Oops. I should have Flora and Dreer logos. All right, Flora logo 1, 2, 3. This is the most recent one that well, let's try this one. That's perfect. It's transparent background. And then let me go ahead and insert a Dreer logo. Okay, there's Dreer logo, and Dreer logo has transparency. The Dreer logo also has a big white border. Since we're actually going to add a white border around the logo anyways, we should be okay with this. Set the white to transparency. We'll deal with that in just a second. All right, first thing we're going to do is resize these. Get them kind of approximately the size of these two team logos. Pull that in a bit, and then I'm going to let me pull it down and then rotate it. Angle doesn't have to be perfect, but actually the angle of each of the logos doesn't have to be perfect. We'll align the text to the angle of the logos though. All right, we're going to do the same thing for the Dreer logo. Both of these logos are taller than they are wide, unlike the like this Minnesota logo at least. And we do want it, let's see what the angle of this one is. Go to rotation options, 347, so that's what, -13 from 360. So let's make this +13 instead of -13. Okay, so those are kind of at the same positive negative from 0. Pull that up there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to color this background. We'll go ahead and make it red. I want it to be, though, the red of the Falcons logo. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up Paint. Let's see, let's open up that logo in Paint. Floor logo 3. Looking like a purplish, and kind of looks purplish here anyways. So what we want to do is grab the color picker, click on that red, go in here. So our color is 161 42 52. Color, more colors. 161 42 52. Okay. And then let's go ahead, let's do the same thing with the Dreer logo. Okay, and we're going to take this darker blue up here. And it's 4472 132. So fill, more colors. And that is a nice dark blue. Now we're going to want to fill in these black. Well, we're going to want it to be white text, but all right, fill that in black. So let's go ahead, go to borders, change or make sure the color is white. It is white for me now. And then I want, let's see, I think I want a thick border around the outside of that. And then I want a thick white border around here, and then a thick outside border here. We need to go ahead and add some scores in here. 4, 3. Let's go. Dreer. Flora. Fourth and 10. So all of these are going to be white. And now what I want to do, I'm going to go ahead and change all of the text to, let's go with impact. And now we need to increase the size to something that we like. If we go too big, it won't fit in the square. So what if, so if that's 10, the score is higher, or like a, just take that, 28 is good. All right, so we'll go up 28, and then we'll leave Dreer's score at 3. Increase this so that it's, that's pretty good, size 20. Make this one the same size. What else do we have over here? All right, let's make these bigger. It's probably good. Where did I go? So 16, go 16 here. We do want, yeah, these to be each the same, otherwise it looks kind of weird. All right, let's go ahead and add team names. To do that, let me turn off the background real quick. All right, so page layout, delete background. All right, so that's what we're looking like right now. And so what we want to do is fill, we'll just take a green color. holding down Control to select multiple cells. All right, so those are all filled in. I didn't apply the white background here. Let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to select that image, go to Picture Format, Picture Effects, Glow, and then let's go Glow Options. So we are going to increase the size of this. The default is blue in Excel, so we're gonna change the glow color back to white. Increase the size, and then we're looking over here to see what it looks like. For this, I don't want transparency, so I'm gonna scroll transparency down to 0, and let's go with 4. And then what we can probably do is add transparency to Dreer's logo, but we won't have to do quite as many. So actually going just 1 point. Makes those pretty good, pretty comparable. All right, now let's go ahead and actually, if I look at this, the Dreer logo looks a bit small relative to the Floor logo. It's also a tall logo. This is going to be a little bit of a cheat, but I'm going to uncheck lock aspect ratio and make it a little bit wider. Hopefully Dreer won't be too offended by that. Let me go lock the aspect ratio as well. Bring that up a little bit. And we're going to now insert the text. Insert text, text box, and Flora Falcons. So we're going to make them the Falcons. All right, now we need the font type. Well, first let's go ahead and make it white. And make it bold, increase the size. We can actually go back here and see what we had before. Insert. Okay, so we're gonna replicate where it says Cornhuskers, Golden Gophers. All right, so we're going to get a font style, and there is one that's in here that's kind of cool. At first, when I tried this before, I did Bradley Hand. It's not great. It's a little thin. And then I found this one. What is this called? Fave Script Bold. And this, I mean, it's not the same, but it gets the kind of the right feel, and does allow us to increase it some. All right, we're gonna match that rotation, and it was what, -13. I forget. We can just do -13 and it'll go. So right now we have the Falcons in white. All right, so we're gonna have it somewhere in there. This one is outlined in the red, so we're gonna outline it in this same red color. And if you try to go in here and do text outline, it's going to eat up a lot of the white and not look very good. So instead, what we're gonna do is actually, you know what, I can do two things. Well, I could go out here. We'll use the white outline to thicken up the Falcons. Okay. And now we're going to Control C to copy, Control V to paste. So we're creating a duplicate of it. And we're going to get those lined up on top of each other. Okay. And then we're going to change this one. Actually, it won't matter what we change the center to, but we are going to change the text outline to that red color. And I realize it looks the same as it did before. And then I'm going to lower it a level in a second. And then we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to go to glow, change it to that same color. And that doesn't look great yet. But now if we lower this below the white text, so send backward, then this script doesn't work very good for Falcons because it looks like Falloons. Just added a space and it's better. Oh, although I do need to, I should have to add a space here too. All right, now let's bring Falcons back up here. We're a little bit down, so we're going to bring this up and kind of overlap the bottom. We'll do the same thing over here. All right, so we're going to go ahead, pull that up there. And we're going to copy that and paste that. Just drag that over here. Let's go ahead and copy this one. Paste that over here. All right, let's get this in place underneath. All right, now we're going to go, whoops, forgot I got that space in between. Go blue, enter devils, and let's center those. Do the same thing here, blue, devils, center those. Now we want to change the rotation. To 13. Let's change the color. All right, so whoops, text outline becomes the blue color, and then the glow text effects, glow, also have the blue color. Okay. Let's get this in position. We're gonna, yeah, again, overlap. This is 2 rows. Let me send this backward and oops, and then line that back up. What we're going to do is we're going to reinsert those 2 logos. I mean, I realized I could copy and paste, but resolution when I did that before. Insert. So for when we do the texturing, we're not going to send them back quite as much as, or sorry, make them quite as small as we did before. But we are going to shrink these up a bit. So we want it to kind of be in this general area, kind of overlapping with the team name, but mostly taking up this space. That's probably about the right size. We can't move it all the way up. We're going to have to crop first. We're going to crop it down. Let's go there. Let me crop that and then bring it up here. Get it. I'm using the arrows here. Yeah, it was actually at a good spot. So we'll leave just kind of these eyes, and we'll crop the bottom as well. So crop here. All right, so now we need to add transparency to this, and we'll probably have to make it very transparent because we just want texturing, so it's going to be 95% transparency. Different logos might require different ones. Since this has a lot of blue, or white accents, we have to make it more transparent. The Falcons one, we might need to do the same, but we'll see. All right, so we got that in the background, or not in the background, actually. It's somewhat overlapping with the Dreer name. In this case, it doesn't look bad, but it is coloring the R just a little bit. All right, so let's go with this first. We're going to make a change, because if you see, all right, so if this was like, instead of Dreer, it was Dreer High, the logos in the background, or sorry, this logo is actually in front of the text. It could end up start coloring the text, so it just doesn't look quite as bad. I could show you if I change the transparency of this to a little bit less. Yeah, you can see how it breaks it up. We're going to actually create a text box that has Dreer on it, just to avoid having that as a problem. I'm going to go back and remove that. All right, so now this Flora logo, we want to be kind of about the same width as that Dreer, so somewhere in there would probably work. Whoops, Control Z, I grabbed the wrong one. And then we'll bring it over here, and I want to crop it so that the falcon is sort of near the middle. Actually, if we remove that white text, I think it'll end up doing much better. Let's see. The red's going to look a little bit weird, I think. Alright. Crop the bottom. In this case, I didn't overlap with the left edge, so I don't think we need to crop the left. Alright, and then add transparency. And yeah, we'll go all the way to that 95%. Alright, so to deal with the, the overlap that can be there, so if this instead of Flora was AC Flora, the A and the C could start to break up. So what we're going to do is insert text box, Flora, and then what was it? Impact 20 and white. Type I, impact 20 white, and then we're going to line this up right over where the Flora is using the arrow keys. Okay, yeah, that's good. And now we're going to delete the text in the cell, and then we're going to do the same thing over here. So let's go ahead and grab this, copy, Control V, Control C, then Control V. Dreer. And then line that up on top of that. Okay. Yeah. Alright, that's good. And then delete the text in the cell. Alright, so we mostly got it. The thing is, like, it still looks a little bit plain to me. So what I'm going to do is show you how to create more of a three-dimensional effect for these two boxes. What we need to do is insert shape rectangle, and then we're going to position this so that it's just inside of the colors for this cell. You can sort of see the red poking out right there, red poking out there. And then we're going to drag that all the way over here. And then we want the bottom to end just above that. Okay, and to create a transparency effect, we're going to add, well, let's first of all remove the outline. No outline. And then we're going to go shape fill gradient. We want a top to bottom gradient like that. And then we're going to go, oops, great. Right click, format shape, and then open up fill, look at the gradient, and we want it to go from the top is going to be white, bottom black, And then the black's going to be 100% transparent. The white's going to be probably something 60, 70, 80% transparent. And then same with the middle. So first we'll start with the bottom, turn it black. And then this one becomes white. This one becomes white. Okay. And then we want the white, actually let's turn transparency all the way up for the black. And then for this white, let's see when, oops, should grab that slider. Yeah, let's try 80 and switch this to 80 as well. Type it in here. 80. Okay, going to show you what the effect is. Like, you can move this up. You could actually make it look more flat, but just a little bit raised, or bring this down, and then it looks like it's kind of curved over. Where is that at? That's position. Let's go position 40%, and that looks pretty good. You can see now the logos are behind that. What we want is for it to be in front of the text boxes, but behind these logos. What we can do is we can send this all the way back. So let me close this, shape format, and we'll send this to back. And then what I want to do, I want the flora text. It doesn't look bad here, but it could end up looking a little weird. But I want the flora text to look the same as the score. So we're going to send this back and then bring it forward. So send to, oh no, actually just send it all the way back. And then we'll send the Dreer text to the back. All right, so these are now behind this gradient thing. And then the gradient is behind all of this. And that looks pretty good. Let me go ahead and turn off the background. And that's what we're left with. All right, before we leave here, we're going to make it so that we don't have to, obviously like now, it's really tough to change the score. You'd have to go under here to change it because we have that rectangle, the semi-transparent rectangle there. So instead, we're going to go flora here, Dreer here, and quarter, time, down, distance, and then let's go 45, 12, first, time, go ahead and put 12 minutes on the clock, down first, and distance 15. All right, now we go into here, say equals this, equals this. Oops, where are we? Here, equals quarter, equals time. And then for this, it's going to be equals this, ampersand, quote, space, another ampersand, space, quote. So it's going to add, so it's going to be the value of E11 plus a space, an ampersand and a space, and then plus the value of E12. And enter, and it's first and 15. All right, that all looks good. Just want to center this up. All right, yeah, so in another video, I'll actually automate adding scores, changing quarters, creating a clock, and automate the down and distance using where we can just press a button and it'll increase the score. But for now, we are going to, since this is already a very long video, I'm going to switch to OBS and show you how to bring that Scorebug in. To do that, make sure you're seeing this. Okay, we're going to, within our scene, add a source. This source is going to be window capture. Okay, you can, yeah, let's call it Scorebug. Okay, and it's selected the, I mean, I guess it could have selected the other instance of OBS I have up, or Paint. In this case, it selected Excel, which is what we want, so we're going to click OK. Now we're going to crop it down so that the edges are green. And to do that, you hold down Alt and click with your mouse, or I guess trackpad, and drag. So I'm still holding down Alt. With the Alt, you can do one edge at a time in OBS. That, and that. Okay. Kind of want to make sure, let's see, the edge of this is somewhere in here, so I'm just going to eyeball it to make sure that that distance looks a little bit more. It's not going to be perfect. I guess I could try to make it perfect, but as long as it visually looks about right, and that looks about right. All right, so those are, the green is somewhat uniform around. All right, we're going to drag this all the way down to the bottom. The Scorebug you're going to want, you know, slightly above the bottom of the screen. Create a little space, otherwise it could either get cropped off depending on whoever's watching this, or it'll just, like, the expectation is for it to be above the bottom of the screen if you watch any sports. Now I'm just making these equal or close to equal. And 39, 40, okay, 540, 540. All right, now we're going to add a filter. This is the open source filters. And click the plus, chroma key, and green. So sometimes you have to adjust this slider because it might start eating into some of the other colors. You just drag the similarity. So if we increase the similarity, it could, you know, cover every color. Decrease it too much and you start seeing shades of green. We want that green to be black, but not so much that, see that white border start going away. And that looks about right. Close that. And now the background is gone. And you have the Scorebug that looks kind of like the Fox Sports Scorebug. That's basically it. If you have any questions, add a comment. And yeah, look forward to automating this Scorebug in the next video. Although I am seeing like the trace of the gray. So if you do happen to take the color out and still see that, we can crop this again. If I select it, hold down Alt, pull that down just a little bit, and yeah, the ghosting is gone, and we're good. And so now, whoops, oh yeah, I probably should have done this first. So I had Excel full screen and then just brought OBS in, even though Excel is hiding behind. If I click the top, drag it to the side to have Excel just on this side, then it has now disappeared. What we need to do is go to View, Transform, Edit Transform, and let's delete the right crop, and now it's back. And now I can hold down Alt and then recrop a little bit. There we go. Okay, so now we have Excel on the left, OBS on the right, and what you would do if you didn't do any automation, you just wanted to use this, you could reset the score to 0-0, and then as team score, you just enter the values in the cells below, and it automatically updates the Scorebug. You know, obviously for the time, you wouldn't be able to do anything. When I live stream sports, I have a camera pointed at the clock, and so in that case, you would just delete that value, crop the clock on top of the Scorebug right there, and yeah, I'll probably show that in a separate video. Let me Control Z. But yeah, that's it for this one. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.